So recently, Yeshua told me I was a Christian. Now, that was a complete surprise, and I was taken aback because it had been years since I set foot in a church. And the reason why I left the church was because I didn't feel God there, and the teachings about what they taught God to be didn't resonate with what I felt was truly in my heart. It wasn't until my spiritual awakening that I began to have conversations with God, and God showed me that God was both mother and father. That God was actually first mother, that she was the first in all of creation, and that she then gave birth to Father God and then to the spark of life and plasma that went on and took on a life of its own. And that God was here, incarnated here, many times throughout human history as mother and father. One of which was during their lifetime as Yeshua and Mary Magdalene. And they came here together as equals to show the importance of both the masculine and the feminine, and that what they could do, so could others, so could we. That they were showing us a way to move forward. And so they weren't really tied to a specific religion, a specific dogma, or specific rituals. That honestly, all that was needed was your heart. And so when Yeshua told me, "You're a Christian," well, he said, in quotes, he said, "You're a Christian, a true Christian, except in name only, all except in name only." And what he made me understand, because that really took me back, was that the way in which I communicated with God, because even though I haven't been in church in a long time, I found a way to include God in every moment of my day. I pray every day, sometimes even throughout the day. I think I have conversations with God throughout my day. And I meditate every day. And so, in my own way, and I even sing songs of worship, specific songs that are empowering and filled with gratitude. But I do also sing songs as well as a way to show my gratitude. And I try to live my life in a way that is balanced of both, being of service, but also respecting my own needs. And so Yeshua explained to me that this is what he and Mary Magdalene came to teach all along, because God was meant to be experienced fully, intimately, deeply. And the way in which God shows, feels, and looks like for me, it's not the way in which God will feel and look like for you, because God shows up uniquely for each individual. So that's what he meant when he said, "You are a Christian." And so I do believe that, just like Megan Wardison, who is a female theologian, said, there is a Christianity that we haven't tried yet. One that includes the divine feminine. One that is focused as a foundation of each of us having our own experience with God first, before we base our understanding on written works. There's so much that we have yet to know. And so it's also important to be able to approach things with a sense of humility, with an open heart and an open mind. And to be open to God changing our perception, shattering our worldview. Because there's so much that we do not know. I wrote more about this on an article in my Substack, and I'll put the caption below if you feel interested in reading in it. Thanks for watching.